Hello my friend, today I wanna talk with you how you can create your SEO strategy that will bring traffic and results to your project. According to Ahrefs, 91% of all websites can get organic reach because they compete with each other. Just imagine the number. We have 1.8 billion websites online that wanna get organic reach. If you type on Google any keywords, you can see a million results for any keywords. I know that some projects proclaim I have only a few direct competitors, but in SEO game you will compete with other projects as well, even if they monetize their websites in various methods. For example, Wikipedia, YouTube, Pinterest, and many other projects in the top 10 results, they are your competitors as well. So watch this video until then and you will know exactly how you can create your content and SEO strategy. The first thing where you can start to use paid tools. I know that we have a bunch of freemium tools, free tools, but you can't get the same data that you can get from paid tools. I submit the link in the description below because I reviewed over 262 tools and you can choose tools that you want to use. For example, SEMrush, Ahrefs, Ubersuggest, Majestic SEO, SpyFu, SERPstat, many other great tools. Just choose tools that you like more. You can use a few tools as well and search for keywords that have low competition or fewer keyword difficulty. I know that many projects usually chase high volume keywords, but they are overwhelmed and overpriced. You can understand that you will compete with 1,000 other pages that wanna get organic reach. That's why I usually search for low competition first, because these pages have fewer backlinks and it's not hard to create such backlinks as well. Analyze relevance of these keywords, because you can get traffic, but if it's not relevant you can't get sales from them. That's why it's better to create your sales funnel, analyze what you can get from these keywords. Even sometimes you can create brand awareness as well. It's not bad at all, because most customers don't buy from unrecognizable brands. If you can help them in their buying journey, you can get sales in the future. It's important today to use content marketing as well. Use tools and search for low competition, and after this, when you have a bunch of keywords, the next step to analyze them in the top 10 results. Just type these keywords and analyze what content you can see. Can you create something better, much better content, 10 times better content? If you can't, just skip these keywords, because even if you can create better content than existing, it doesn't mean that Google will list your content, because it's subjective. We don't know about the quality in the first stage. Of course, content is the #1 ranking factor, but Google decides which content to rank. It's better to choose keywords where you can create much better content. For example, in Ahrefs you can search for pages that have fewer than 1,000 words in the top 10 results. It doesn't mean that it's thin content or poor quality content, but in most cases, if you are talking about blog post, this content might be low quality, because articles that have a lot of words, they provide a lot more details, information that people are looking for, and just analyze and think, can you create much better content? When you have the list of keywords with low competition and low quality content, choose priorities. Don't try to create a lot of pages from the first attempt. Create just one page. When you have one page, you can go to another page. And what I can see in such things, when webmasters just hire copywriters that don't know the topic. Of course, I remember when we had this time when copywriters wrote about everything and Google ranked this content, but today it's not the case. After Google launching a few algorithms, expertise, authority, and trust, and many others, I think that today Google considers user experience more than ever. What you can can do just it's better to hire experts who know your topic, when you find these experts, by the way, it's not simple. For example, even if you search on Upwork or many the same projects, you can find people who write about everything. It takes time to talk to them, to analyze, and I usually provide some tests. For example, we have some filters to sort out experts, and when you have the list of experts, give them the test and choose one. Sometimes I reach out to many bloggers. For example, if I wanna to find experts who know the topic about weight loss supplements, what you can do, just search for on Google bloggers who write about this topic, create the list and check out their content, read it, analyze metrics like comments, shares, organic reach, filter with the best offers and reach out to them. In most cases, 50% of them don't reply, and 40% can charge some crazy prices, but 5-10% usually provide good conditions, and it costs more than copywriters on Upwork, but you can get quality. Don't try to create a lot more, just create quality. It takes time to find experts who know your topic, and when you have these offers, the next step is to give them the task to provide something new. For example, if you want to list in the top 10 results some keywords, and when we created this list, the second step to provide something new, because many copywriters or offers, they usually rewrite existing content. It doesn't bring new value, and many users, they usually check out the top 10 results. If they see totally the same content, they're not interested, and it hurts user experience. It's better to provide something new and unique. Search for this information, and you can ask experts who will write for your keywords. Tell them, please provide something new, valuable. Don't copy others, don't rewrite them, just provide new information, fresh information. And when you have this text, the next step, what you need to do to hire editors. I like to cooperate with editors who don't know my topic, because if editors don't understand the text, that means nobody will understand. It's better to use simplicity when everyone knows what you are talking about, when teenagers 12 or 14 years can understand your topic, and editors, they usually simplify the existing content. If they don't understand, they just tell offers, please rewrite because I don't understand, it's hard for understand. But if they can get what you're talking about, the great editors can simplify content, improve it, and provide something meaningful and interesting to read. Because today 80% of users, when they open any articles or pages, they leave for a few seconds. You have only a few seconds to convince them to consume the whole content, and when you have when editors can provide some interesting facts to your content, you can get much better results. That's why I usually start from simple sentences, for example, short sentences. I took this approach from Josh Ugerman, one of the best marketing authors, and many other authors proclaim that you need to start from short sentences, because when readers consume your content, they can't be satisfied from short sentences. They will go to the next, to the next, to the next, and if your editors can provide interesting text, they will consume the whole content. And today, when we are talking about content, it concerns text and images on your website, even some models, blogs. It's not a book when you have only words. That's why after editors, I usually provide this content for designers. They can draw some unique pictures. By the way, you can find them on Fiverr, Upwork, many other places. Just don't use stock pictures, because people might have seen them, they are not interested to consume the same content. Usually it's better to find great designers and create really valuable content. Okay, when you have this design, the next step to ask content managers who will submit this content to your website, and because, for example, if you use just admin panel on WordPress or your CRM, you can be successful with what content managers do every day. They have experience to do it, and I usually find some content managers with good experience because I analyze my speed with other content managers, and I got it that they can provide this job 6 times faster than I usually do. Okay, when you have these content managers who submitted your content, you need to ask web developers who will optimize this content for speed without losing user experience. For example, if they squeeze images and the quality will be less, it's not good decision. It's better to optimize for speed without losing user experience first. Okay, when you have this team, this process, after creating a content, a piece of content, by the way, you can go to another piece and start link building campaigns. How you can do it? Just analyze by using tools Ahrefs or SEMrush, your competitors, how they create links, and it's better to hire link builders who have experience with white hat SEO and tell them, please provide good link building campaigns, or analyze on Ahrefs and think how you can reach out to other websites and create these links, even using guest posting. But I think that link builders who have experience, they can provide this job much faster. Or if you have a lack of budget, you can try yourself but use white hat SEO for your website, because if you use black hat SEO, I don't know which results you can get with that. Google usually search for such websites, and you can lose all your investments if in Google Search Console in one day you can see manual actions. That's why I usually prefer white hat SEO. And the last thing, consider social media. I know that many websites are looking for SEO traffic and forget about social media, but most customers, they open your social media accounts, analyze your content. If they see you have no followers, engagement, they might not trust your business. Of course, it's better to take care about social media as well, and it's indirect factor for Google to rank your website in the top 10 results. I think, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. Ask me any questions in the comment sections. I will reply to all of them. Please share this content, subscribe to my channel, comment below, ask me anything, and I'll help you and lead in the right direction. Take care.